and welcome back to another episode of Homebrew EDH, the series where I take you through my personal commander decks, how they work, and how they win. This episode is Gretchen Titchwillow. This is a very standard Simic landfall go burr kind of deck. Gretchen is a 2-mana 0/4 that has a single activated ability for 2 and a green and a blue. It says draw a card, put a land. You may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. So this is a very standard Simic, big creatures, landfall, infinite mana kind of deck. Very Kinnan-esque, but not the CEDH version, just has a couple of good pieces in it. So we have stuff like Ancient Green Warden, Azusa Lost but Seeking, Cultivator Colossus. We even have Hullbreaker Horror for when we get infinite mana and we can like bounce stuff and things like that. We do have Kinnan, Bonder Prodigy in the deck. If you don't know, Kinnan is 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced. So you can basically just tap your Soul Ring for 3 instead of 2, that kind of stuff. Goes infinite with Basalt Monolith, tapping for 3, or I guess 4 technically, and then untapping for 3, netting infinite colorless mana, and doing stuff that way. He also has an ability of 5 green-blue for look at the top 5, may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Very, very strong card, and kind of a MVP in this deck. More landfall stuff. We are running Lotus Cobra, Nyx Bloom Ancient for triple mana, Ramonep Excavator for graveyard stuff, Scoot Swarm just for all the landfall stuff, just to have a board presence. We do have Seedborn Muse as well as a way to generate value on other people's turns, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath just for good land stuff, and Thassa's Oracle to help us win the game. Same thing with Laboratory Maniac. A lot of good stuff in there. In the sorceries, it's basically all ramp plus like Finale of Devastation for that kinds of stuff. We do have a Windfall in case we do need more cards, but given the way this deck kind of functions by itself, it should be kind of churning stuff out all game. We run stuff like Explore, Farseek, Nature's Lore, kind of your standard ramp stuff, Reshape the Earth for big payoffs, Scape Shift to have even more as we pull out some of the 42 lands I believe that are in this deck, and all that good stuff. For instance, I didn't run too many, just a couple of counter spells. We do have a Capsize, which we can just bounce everybody's stuff back to hand with enough infinite mana, Dramatic Reversal for the Isochron Scepter line, and make infinite mana going that way. Artifacts, again, kind of light on that section. Arcane Signet, Basalt Monolith, there's the Isochron Scepter I mentioned earlier, Talisman of Creativity, and the Soul Ring for good measure. Enchantments is just a lot of land and card draw. Like I said, this deck is just all of that standard Simic stuff. We have Burgeoning and Exploration for lots of landfall triggers, Druid Class for more extra lands, Mystic Remora for more card draw, Retreat to Coral Helm as a landfall bounce, Rhystic Study to draw cards, Sylvan Library to draw cards, and Training Grounds to get that 4-mana ability of Gretchen down to 2-mana lands. Pretty simple. We do have 42 lands in this deck. Figured I'd go a little bit heavier on this one just because of the strategy. We're running mostly basic lands, but we do have Oboro, Palace in the Clouds, Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, and Boseiju Who Endures, just in case we do need some utility. And honestly, that's about it. So this deck tech is going to be rather quick, fairly simple, and straightforward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. Consider subscribing. It does help grow the channel, and we are closing in on 300 subscribers already. Thank you all so much for watching. This deck list will be in the description with all the cards I did not include in this video, and until I see you guys in the next one, take care, and have a good one.